Is your windshield wiper not working so great? Or maybe the rain doesn't run off the glass efficiently? Cut an apple in half and rub it over the windshield. Then watch the apple work its magic. Water will slide off the glass with ease. This works because the malic dissolvent, an acid, has nanoscopic scales with self-cleaning abilities. Those scales effectively bounce the water off on a microscopic level. It's called the lotus effect, after the lotus leaf that has the same chemical properties as an apple. It's also great at cleaning off splattered bugs, dirt, and debris. Now, if you live in a climate with harsh, cold winters, you must be familiar with sticky windshield wipers. Take a cloth and soak it with an ethanol-based liquid. Simply wipe the blades of the wipers and they won't stick to the glass, even during the coldest days. Ethanol has a very low freezing point of negative 170 degrees Fahrenheit, so even if you travel through the Arctic Circle, your windshield will still be operable. But you might have a bigger obstacle, actually getting into your car. The keyhole freezes up easily, especially when the vehicle isn't in a garage. There are a few options to avoid this. You could place a magnet large enough to cover the keyhole completely, keeping the frost from entering the hole. Applying lubricants like WD-40 will help avoid the frost and keep the keyhole well maintained. The freezing point of this substance is as low as negative 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Coating the key as well is also a good idea. Other alternatives like hand sanitizer will work too. As the keyhole is small, your warm breath can help thaw it out. Make sure to use a towel ring around it. You don't want to get stuck. Okay, the car is unlocked, but now the door is stuck. To avoid this from happening, use cooking spray. It works with the car door just as it keeps food from sticking to the pan. Apply a small amount along the door frame and rubber the night before. It will remain in its lubricant form and won't freeze. Plus, it'll also repel any water as a bonus. The ice on the front windshield may be so thick that you can't chip it away. You can make your own de-ice formula of 3 parts vinegar and 1 part water. Vinegar contains acetic acid, which lowers the melting point of water and prevents it from freezing up again. So, it will be a lot easier to remove that icy blockade from your car. A foggy windshield inside the car is easy to avoid, but before you find out how to fix it, do you know why it occurs? The mixture of warm and cool temperatures moving between your car's interior and exterior is the main cause. A dirty windshield makes it much worse. The dirt particles attract moisture as the temperature changes. If your windshield is fogging up more than usual, put some shaving cream on a clean towel, spread it over the interior of the windshield, then remove it with another towel. The ammonia in the shaving cream not only cleans all the dirt, but also evaporates, ensuring there are no streaks after cleaning. The side mirrors of cars are vulnerable to ice buildup overnight, but scraping it off can cause damage. Use a plastic bag and tying it on the night before will prevent the ice from forming. You can create your own air freshener for driving on those hot and sticky days. Use an empty glass jar, place candle wax inside, and close with a lid with some holes punctured into it. When the heat rises, the wax melts, creating a pleasant fragrance. Now, most bad smells come from the seats. The odors of spilled drinks, crumbs, and even human scents build up over time. Not to mention my dog, who would get car sick from time to time. So, spread baking soda over the seats and leave it to rest for a few minutes. Most smells are acidic in nature, and baking soda acts as a neutralizer by absorbing them. It removes the smelly acids and turns them into odorless byproducts like salt. Now, just remove it with a vacuum cleaner. Plastic headlights have a protective layer of polycarbonate covering them, but it disappears after a few years due to UV rays from the sun, rain, and road grit. Once this protective layer is removed, the headlight is vulnerable to oxidation. The sun's rays then damage it even more, causing it to turn yellow and foggy, making it harder for light beams to escape. An easy way to clear those lights back to their former glory is by using toothpaste. The hydrogen peroxide in it will help remove the foggy buildup on the light. Then, without harming the glass underneath, it further provides it with a nice shine. Cup holders are dirt and grime traps and are the most difficult spots in the car to clean. Try using a cup that's wrapped in an old sock and then moisten the bottom with a cleaning product. Simply put the cup into the holder, force it down and twist. And voila! The hard-to-reach dirt and grime will stick to the bottom of your cup. You can also avoid getting dirt in there ever again by putting a cupcake holder inside. Do you think you forgot to lock your car and now you're pretty far away from it? No worries. There's no need to run back awkwardly. Put your fob under your chin. This will increase its range by several car lengths. The fluids inside your head respond with the electromagnetic signal of the fob, making you an effective conductor. Hey, you could get a job with an orchestra. The sun's shortwave radiation is absorbed through the upholstery inside your car. These surfaces then radiate the energy that's received, causing your car to become hot very quickly. When you enter this trap of hot air, cooling it down with air conditioning takes a long time as the hot air struggles to escape. Open your front passenger window, then open and close the driver's door quickly like a fan. This method will push out the hot air and take in cold air a lot faster.
Do you try to park at the center of a designated parking spot? Well, I've got news for you. Parking along the edge is better. First of all, getting right into the middle of the spot is tough. You'll always miss by a few inches to the left or right. Say you park a couple of inches to the left, and someone on your left parks a couple inches to their right. Now you're closer to each other than you'd want to be, and chances are you won't be able to get out of your car from the driver's side. If you drive along the left edge line, you'll see how your car fits exactly where you want it to. And your neighbor on the left will want to do the same to have some space on their right to open the passenger door. This way, you'll both have enough room to get out of your cars without trouble. And if everyone on the parking lot did that, they wouldn't have any problems with spacing at all. Parking lots are often the size of my hometown, so finding a car in there can be a real challenge. A sure way to do it is to make your phone remember where it is instead of your brain. All you have to do is ping the location on the map and let the GPS app guide you back to the vehicle. Ever opened your car door only to see a cyclist speeding right at it at the last moment? You'd be lucky to close the door before the accident. To avoid that, practice the Dutch reach. If you're in a right-driving country, the door is on your left. As easy as it is to just open it with your left hand, make some effort and do it with your right. Stretching like this, you'll automatically look into your rearview mirror and won't miss a cyclist coming your way. If you're in the passenger seat, do the opposite and use your left hand to open the door. It takes time to get used to this habit. One of the easy ways is to remember the slogan, reach, swivel, look, open. The recirculation button isn't the most popular one, but can actually be super useful when you're stuck in traffic amidst exhaust gas. It recirculates the air inside your car, shutting off the airflow from outside. In the summertime, you can also do it to keep the air inside cool and refreshing. Now this one is more common sense than anything, as most modern car alarms have a built-in system to prevent car theft, effectively locking everything in your car if you use it. But it's handy to keep it separate from your car keys in case you get mugged, thrown out of your car, or if, for whatever reason, you left your keys inside the car. You probably keep your phone with you at all times, but when you're driving, it might distract you, so why not put it in the glove compartment to focus on the road ahead? Well, two reasons: heat and cold. If you put the phone out of sight, you might forget about it and leave it in the car when you go out. And cars tend to go extremely hot or extremely cold very quickly, depending on the weather outside. If it's hot, the temperature inside the car will reach 100 degrees Fahrenheit and over in under an hour. Phones don't like being exposed to such heat, so your electronic bud, forgotten in the glove compartment, may literally melt there. The battery might leak and you'll lose it for good. And if it's winter and the weather's freezing, your car will cool down way too much in no time as well. Not hard to guess that your phone won't take that kindly either. After a prolonged period of time in the cold, it might have problems with its display, its battery life may grow shorter, and it may start shutting off on its own. In the worst-case scenario, the cold might even crack the display. So hey, best take your phone with you on your way out. Everyone knows there are handles above each of the doors in any car. They come in handy when you need something to hold onto in case the ride gets too crazy, or the road starts to get too twisty-turny. You might have also seen people hanging fresh dry cleaning or clothes on them. But perhaps you didn't know that the original purpose of these handles was to help you get in and out of the car. A must-have for bigger vehicles, right? In most minivans and some crossover SUVs, you can pull down a convex mirror from a special compartment in front of your rearview mirror. Why do you need a second mirror over your head? It helps you keep an eye on the kids, pets, or just passengers in the back seats without taking your eyes off the road for a second longer than needed. This tip will be more or less useful depending on the car, but see if you can find any of these storage spaces in your ride. It could be a little pop-out compartment near your rearview mirror that's just perfect for your cell phone or shades. Some cars have a secret hiding spot behind the climate control panel. You can also try checking under the passenger seat or behind the front row if you have a crossover. Chances are there are easy-to-remove bins so that you can drop whatever you want, like your dirty shoes, in there, and take them out and clean them afterwards. Have you ever noticed a little snowflake light up on your dashboard? This is the frost or freeze warning, and it lights up automatically to inform you that the temperature outside has dropped so much that the roads are likely to freeze. When the snowflake is yellow, the temperature is getting close to freezing, probably around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. When it's red, it's at or below freezing 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't confuse this snowflake with the winter mode indicator though. It normally also looks like a snowflake or just a W. It turns on and off when you push a button to make your car move in second or third gear. It prevents your tires from spinning and slipping when you're driving on icy roads. If you ever made a mistake of pumping the wrong fuel into your car, or did it out of curiosity for whatever reason, and I mean fueling diesel into a gas-powered car or vice versa, you simply know nothing good comes of it. Diesel-powered cars simply can't use gasoline, and gas-powered ones can't go on diesel. If you fill your tank with the wrong kind of fuel, your car will probably go on for a short while until the right sort is depleted. But when it is, the vehicle will just stop in its tracks. The inner workings of the car won't allow the wrong fuel to get it moving, and worst of all, it might even break your engine. So better use the fuel your car is made for.
So you leap out of the car almost in a panic. Your hands are shivering. You grab the gas nozzle and quickly jam it into the tank. Every second counts because the awful cold outside is burning your hands. And you're angry as you have to hold the pump handle constantly to keep the fuel flowing. Well, pal, if you're familiar with this situation, yeah, you've been filling your car wrong your entire life. See? Look at the gas pump trigger. There's a little metal tab here. Push on the pump trigger and then slide that little piece. The tab will be against the pump handle when you release the trigger. It'll not shut off, and the fuel flow will not stop. Hooray! You can put your hands in your pocket to keep them warm. One of the most valuable items to help you and your car in the winter is socks. Always keep a few pair in your trunk. They can save your wipers and windshield. When you leave your vehicle, put the socks on the tips of your wipers. They won't freeze to the glass. Take another pair of socks, fill them with cat litter, and put them inside. This will save your windows from fogging up. Moisture from the air will always stick to the cold surface. The primary source of water is your breath, as well as snow that melts inside the car. You may have brought it on your shoes when getting inside. So you need to remove the moisture from the car. Cat litter in a sock will do this job perfectly. Plus, you never know if your cat will have an emergency. Socks can even save you when you get stuck in the snow. You're trying to push your car out, but you keep slipping and can't give your car a good push. Take a pair of socks and put them on over your boots. The grip between your feet and the snow is now much better, and you can move your car out of the snow. If not, a sock with cat litter comes in handy again. Spread the litter in front of the drive wheels. It'll provide good traction, and you can get out of deep snow without even pushing the car. You can also store cardboard boxes in the trunk for this purpose. They don't take up much space, you won't even notice them. But if you get stuck in the snow, take them out and put them under the drive wheels. You'll be out of a snowdrift in no time. Also, always keep a couple of big Ziplocs in the glove compartment. When you arrive, put plastic bags over your side mirrors. Even after a heavy snowfall, you take the bags off and your mirrors will be ice-free. If you find the door lock is frozen in the morning and you can't get inside your car, use hand sanitizer. Put a few squirts right in the lock or smear it on the key. It'll quickly melt the ice and you'll be able to get into the car. You can forget about a frozen windshield forever if you download the Compass app to your phone. Now when you park, try to put your car facing east. In the morning, the sun will rise on this side. It'll have time to melt the ice on the windshield and even warm up the interior a little, so you won't have to peel off the ice with a credit card every morning. The compass will come in handy in the summer too, but now it's the other way around. Park facing west. The rear window is smaller than the windshield, so when the sun comes up, it won't heat the car. Plus, it won't heat the steering wheel so much that you can't even touch it. If you don't have a choice which way you can park, turn the steering wheel halfway around so it's upside down. Then the sun will only heat the lower part of it. When in the car, turn the steering wheel back and drive without getting your hands burned. Or you can put a pair of socks on your hands and drive. Nah, not really. I made that up. Your car has been standing in a red-hot parking lot for hours while you're shopping. When you get back, you don't have to sit in the heat waiting for the AC to beat it. Lower the front passenger window, get out of the car, open and close the left rear passenger door several times. The cold air will enter the vehicle through the window and push the hot air out the door. Hang some extra carabiner hooks on the front seat headrest mounts. Now you've got extra hangers in the car. You can use them to hang your clothes and avoid crumbling. Or hang some shopping bags on the carabiner behind you to keep them safe. If you put them in the trunk or on the back seats, they can fall apart while hard braking. Don't waste money on car air fresheners. They're full of chemicals that can be harmful. Take a piece of felt and cut it into the desired shape. Don't limit yourself to just a tree. Now get some essential oils with your favorite scents. You can find them at any pharmacy store, but don't go overboard. Just a couple of drops will be enough to make an air freshener. It's natural and it smells delicious. You can also use a wooden clothespin. Wood absorbs liquids well. Then add a few drops of oil and hang the clothespin on the air conditioner grate. It's done. The airflow goes through the wood with the oils and your car smells lovely. Throw away all your cleaning rags and sponges for the car interior. They mostly leave lint on the dashboard and it all looks, unkempt, even right after cleaning. All you need for cleaning is a coffee filter, the same one you use in your coffee machine. Pour some vegetable oil on it and wipe down the dashboard. A paper filter is excellent for absorbing dust and dirt, and it won't leave any lint. Just don't, use the same coffee filter you already used for your morning coffee. Now, let's take care of the windows. There's a great way to get rid of window fogging once and for all: shaving foam. Apply very little foam to the glass and rub it with a dry rag. The chemical composition of the foam will repel moisture, and the glass will always be clean and clear. Moving on to the exterior, your headlights. Dirt, dust, and ultraviolet light will cause them to fade over time. Not to mention all the bugs that gave their lives to your headlights. Yuck. The best way to fix this is to rub your headlights with an abrasive wipe. Take the softest one possible. It will remove the thin top layer of plastic, and the headlights will be like new.
When you reach to open your car door from the inside, you're likely to open it with whatever hand is closest to the handle. A safer way to open it is with your other hand. Not safer for you, but for those on the outside. As you're reaching, it allows for an upper body pivot. This ensures a clear line of sight, looking past the rearview mirror and also to the other side. This way, you're looking out for any cyclists or other passersby that are quickly approaching from either direction. This method of opening the door was coined the Dutch reach. Yep, it originated in the Netherlands. Cycling is super popular there, So they introduced this method decades ago to reduce incidents from cars. Next time you open your door, think like the Dutch. Although you should take your car for a service on a regular basis, there are some parts of the engine that's been color-coded for you. The dipstick, oil cap, coolant, brake fluid, and washer fluid all have their own independent colors, making it easier for you to identify what you should refill for your car's health. The rest of the engine will remain uncolored, reserved for your mechanic to look over. Long drives can be tiring, right? A lot of modern-day cars provide reminders to take a break to ensure you remain fresh and focused while driving. But some models also detect if you're falling asleep, identifying whether the steering is irregular. The steering wheel may quickly vibrate or will alert you in other ways, just in case you suddenly take a quick nap behind the wheel. Newer cars also have facial recognition technology and heart rate sensors to further confirm if you are completely awake. Fuel consumption is an important factor when buying a new car. Bigger cars may not necessarily be more fuel efficient. The frames of cars are now built with lighter materials, like aluminum instead of steel. An aluminum frame is stronger and requires less room, allowing for more miles to the gallon. The extra space also means more room for technology to further enhance your driving experience. That little icon on your dash is for built-in stability control. It lights up when tires lose their traction when driving on gravel, icy, or wet roads. When it lights up, it's signaling that one or all four wheels' brakes have been engaged to retain the stability of the wheels to help you get out of a slippery situation. You may not have stability controls in your vehicle, but there will be a light on your dash that will also alert you when you're in icy conditions. It's activated by a sensor outside of the engine, so it can identify how cold the outside temperature is, ensuring the driver is aware of the potentially hazardous conditions. A lot of drivers ignore indicating or signaling on the road, possibly due to last-second changes of lanes or from simply forgetting, something that frustrates a lot of people. To counter this, cars may have automatic overtaking indicators, ensuring that even the most oblivious of drivers will still provide a signal. Just make sure that you read your car's manual before assuming that you have this feature. A hands-free trunk will enable you to carry as much as you like as you walk towards your car. The trunk opens automatically as it senses the hands-free device in your pocket. Just keep it there to ensure you avoid the awkward scenario of getting trapped in the trunk. It happens more often than you'd think, even without the hands-free feature. There are trunk releases for those who find themselves in this predicament, though not every car has this option. With older cars, you may find a cable towards the hinges of the trunk door. You may need to lift the carpet to find this cable, but once you do, pull it towards the back seat. This will activate the lock and release you from humiliation. A little hook in front of the passenger seat and on your headrest is a thoughtful feature that was installed to ensure that you can hang your takeout on it. There are more hooks in the trunk of the car which are intended for your groceries, ensuring that you don't get a messy trunk when suddenly braking in traffic. If you have to drive in colder climates, you know the frustrations of finding the windshield completely covered in ice. You may discover an ice scraper hidden in your fuel cap door. The grab handles in your car are very useful when you need that extra brace for tight corners. Their purpose was originally meant to assist those who require a little more support when getting in and out of the car. It works similarly to bathroom grab bars. The rearview mirror in most cars has a tab at the bottom of it. This is to switch positions to keep the sun out of your eyes during the day and avoid the high beam lights from shining in your eyes at night. Newer models of cars have an automated dim mirror, sensing the brightness of the sun so there are no visual issues on the road. Above the rearview mirror, you might find another one. And no, it's not meant for applying makeup when stuck in traffic. This is a conversation mirror, ensuring you can look at all the passengers in your car, whether they're humans or your poochie pooch. Unfortunately, not all mirrors detect oncoming cars. The driver's blind spot has been a notorious issue since cars were invented. But with technology, newer sensors detect if a car is close, whilst being within that pesky spot, providing a signal on your dash. The glove box and penny tray aren't the only compartments to keep your belongings. There can be many hidden areas, under or within the seats, on the floor of the car, or panels in the sides.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.